Welcome back to our channel. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Cassidy the Cardslinger, and today we are going to be taking a look at two decks that are unlike anything else in my collection. These are the Soul cards. So here we have Soul Cards 1 and Soul Cards 2. These are by Deborah Koff-Chapin. And yeah, these decks are not only different from anything else that I own, but they really stand out as two decks that are unlike anything else I have seen on the market. So let's take a look at these two incredible decks. All right, so here are the boxes that they come in, Soul Cards 1 and Soul Cards 2. As always, let's just do a quick look at the boxes that they come in. So they come in these pretty big boxes, you can see, and then on this back here, it's really nice because it shows you a big overall view of all of the cards. I did buy this one, the Soul Cards 2. It was as a used copy off Amazon, so I got a big sticker on mine. But it actually came in excellent condition. I believe the cards were still in their plastic wrap. Just the exterior of the box had been open. So let's take a look at the little boxes that come in here. So I'll just quickly show like how they fit in there. So it's like this little box, there's a little pull out, and it has the smaller box that's tucked inside. So here are the little boxes that they both come in. They've got a little bit of writing there on the back. And these are the exact same, like these are the same size, and they are the size of the cards. So if you take a look inside what's included, you have the deck itself, and it does come with a small little pamphlet. So this is such a unique set of decks and such a unique system in that there is no guidebook. So we don't have any system to work with when we're working with these cards. They are not numbered. They do not have keywords. They do not have phrases. As you'll see, they're just these really beautiful, evocative, alluring, just really incredible images. So if you're looking for a deck that you want to read completely intuitively, this deck really forces you to do that because it doesn't give you anything that you could work with. So there's a little bit of information in each of the guidebooks. I think it talks a little bit about, I think maybe gives you a little spread options you can use. Maybe that was in this one. Yeah, so a couple of different things that you can work with. Gives you some, how to work with the deck in a group, that sort of thing. So there really isn't much information on how to read these cards and what to do with them, but it does give you a little bit of how you can use them. So again, these are exactly the same size, same thickness, same everything otherwise. So they are just two different color backs. If I'm not mistaken, I think maybe an earlier edition had was it the similar color backs or same colored backs? I'm not sure, but these are the ones I have here. So because these decks don't have a system to work with, I can't really go through and compare card by card. But what I want to do is just maybe take a few cards out of each one. I'll keep the Soul Cards 2 here on the right, bloop, and I'll keep Soul Cards 1 on the left. And then I'll just put out a couple of cards from each deck so you can kind of get a bit of a feel for, well, okay, maybe if I do too many at once. Maybe I'll just do 2 from each deck at a time. Not totally sure the best way to do this. At the very end, I'll do a zoom out of more of the cards. So you can kind of get a overall view of what we see here. All right, so working with these two decks, what's the difference? Or if you're only going to get one, which one would I recommend? All that good stuff. So Soul Cards 2, as you just saw, and Soul Cards 1, and I believe it was Avalon Cameron who had said it in one of her videos, and it's something I fully agree with, that Soul Cards 1 definitely has a more masculine feel to it, in a very, the metaphysically masculine sense, working with the divine masculine, and just the overall energy that comes from these cards is very, I wouldn't say it can't tap in with feminine, but I mean, by comparison, Soul Cards 1, I would say, is a more masculine toned deck. Like I said, I believe that was Avalon Cameron who said it first. So I do agree with her when saying that. And this is Soul Cards 2, and this one certainly has a real feminine feel to it. It's got a lot of, I don't know, very nurturing, very soft but powerful, and just, I don't know. I really think either could work either way, but just as an overall feel, that's something I would agree with in terms of looking at each of these decks. They both have a lot to offer, and I know some people put them together. You can absolutely shuffle them and make one mega deck. So they are pretty big size. Let me just grab a card for comparison here. The cards are quite big. This is the Rider weight, the Centennial weight in a tin. So like these are tiny little cards, but you can kind of just see for a size comparison, they're about that wide. So if you are a small-handed person, you might find a little bit tricky to shuffle, but I find they do really shuffle. You can shuffle well overhand, as I just throw them all over the place. But yeah, like I said, I've certainly known folks to put them together and shuffle them into one super mega deck, but I really don't want to talk too much about how I read with them, the stories I've had with them, because that's kind of the whole point of looking at these decks and seeing what they bring up for you. I personally wouldn't want to, if you're considering getting these decks, either of them, and you haven't watched anything else, I would recommend just going ahead and purchasing it and seeing what you see for yourself, because really, I don't know, I feel like that's part of the power of this deck. If you see someone else's interpretation of the cards, it might dampen something that you could see on your own. Like even flipping through these decks right now, certain cards have come up for me in certain situations, and it just takes me right back to when I've seen these cards in the past. I really only ever use them for myself. I've only used it on one card for one client one time when it really just, it felt suiting to. But these are cards I really use for my own work. I find them excellent for meditation, reflection, journaling. They're very different. It forces you can't rely on any set system. You can't rely on numerology, astrology, any other things that you may put into your card reading practices. Doesn't work with these decks. So I found that really very different. Yeah, so this is a fairly quick video this week because I don't want to say too much about them. If you do have them, just let me know below what you think. Like, do you like working with these decks? Do you use them for clients? I'd love to hear how people work with them. I think personally, you can get so much out of one card. Spreads also work really nicely. It layers excellent with tarot readings for a deeper context, for a little more of a spiritual side. I can't speak highly enough about these decks. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you use them, if you work with them, what you thought of the flip through. Do they speak to you? Would it drive you nuts not to have a system? We'd love to hear your thoughts. But anyways, thanks again for tuning in. Please subscribe to our channel and all that good stuff. And we shall see you next time. Thanks a lot.